Hello and welcome to Lajja's podcast. Lajja is India's first forum for women, and the podcast series has been started to support women in business, especially the members. Today we have with us Ms. Purva Karandikar. Now she is a person who is working in the space of healthcare, which is highly male dominated. Let us understand from her aspirations, her inspirations, and her journey of resilience. Welcome to Lajja's podcast, Purva.
Hi, thank you, Riddhi.
And we would love to know you better if you could introduce yourself.
So, I'm Purva Karandikar. I'm an audiologist and speech language pathologist by profession. I'm a co-founder of Soundwell Speech and Hearing Clinic. We run this clinic exclusively for people with speech and hearing issues, and we have branches across Mumbai.
Amazing. What inspired you to become an audiologist? I mean, that is something which is A, extremely male dominated, I've seen that, and B, audiologist, which is very untapped, untouched. What made you come in this field of audiology and pathology?
So, it's an interesting story, Riddhi. So, in my school, we had an aptitude test where they found out that healthcare would be a good career choice for me. So when I did my 12th standard, I was looking about researching each and every profession. So I happened to go to a speech language pathologist's clinic, and I saw her taking a session with a child who had pronunciation issues, and I could see the results within the session.
Oh, amazing.
And that inspired me that, okay, I can make an change or I can have an impact on so many lives. So that helped me to take up this course.
Oh, nice. While this is a segment of healthcare which is not that known, did you face any challenges in this profession?
I would say there are a lot of myths about our profession.
I'm sure.
It's a predominantly actually a female oriented field.
Is it?
Yeah.
I always thought it's a male dominated.
Yeah, it's a reverse thing.
Okay.
So out of 10 of us, 8 of us are females and maybe 2 of us guys. Guys are more into audiology. They see patients with hearing loss, and females see a lot of speech language pathology patients. I think that's because females have more patience to deal with kids than men.
I understand.
The most common myth is that we are teachers for the deaf. We are not teachers for the deaf. We do help out adults and children with hearing problems, but our goal is to help them to talk, help them to listen. Another myth is that we play with kids because we have so many toys, but the toys are actually a material which help the children to gain the skills of communication.
Oh, nice. I mean, yes, I have heard people talking about this. So whenever I've been recommending, then say, अच्छा वो तो खेलते रहते हैं toys के साथ, वो नहीं. It's not खेलना. It is about using as props somewhere.
Yeah, if I ask a child to sit for 45 minutes without a prop,
they will not be.
They will not be able to sit. And when it comes to language, it's an exchange of thought and idea.
Correct.
That exchange of thought and idea cannot be just done without any material.
Absolutely.
The thought will come if I have some material.
Absolutely.
And playway is the best way to get child's attention and help them develop these skills.
Well said. Who all can benefit from the services that you offer, Purva?
So for us, we have clientele right from the day of birth to say 99 years of age. When it comes to audiology, we start with newborn hearing screening. In pregnancy or during pregnancy, our end organ of hearing, that is cochlea, is well formed by the 4th month of pregnancy or 5th month of pregnancy. So as soon as the child is born, we can check whether the child has an hearing loss or is at risk for an hearing loss. Almost 6 out of 1,000 babies are born with hearing issues.
Oh.
And they do not have any significant family or birth history. So it becomes crucial that we screen each and every child.
Okay. Any particular reason why a children is has speech issues or is a hearing impaired?
Hearing impairment, there are genetic and non-genetic issues. So it's quite common. It's more common than we think.
Okay.
So we need to screen babies to ensure. So it's mandatory in countries like the United States, Australia, Europe. It's just beginning over here in India.
I'm sure. And since while we say that it is absolutely newer space in, not newer, less known space in the healthcare industry, I'm sure you must have had success stories to share and some moments where people would have come and said thank you, or that you helped us. Anything special that you still remember that stays with you?
Yes. I'm going to actually give you 3 occasions where I felt so grateful that I'm in this field. First is, we had detected a child at 3 years with hearing impairment. That's a late start. Ideally, we want the child to start within the first year. But we started at 3. The child got cochlear implanted because hearing aids were not of help to him. And then the other day, his parents sent me a report card where he has stood first in a normal mainstream 3rd standard education.
Brilliant.
And he's speaking so well. He's picked up English, he's picked up Marathi. So that was one very happy moment. The other is with swallowing patients. So patients who have stroke are usually discharged with a Ryle's tube and they take feeds through the tube. So we give them exercises so that they can regain their swallowing reflex, and we work on that. So I remember the family being so happy when we gave them a note to remove the RT tube because the patient was able to eat an entire meal. There are literally tears in the eyes, like especially the patient, because he could eat. We take certain things.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, granted.
I'm getting goosebumps. And this stays with us, right?
Yes.
Being a professional, being a healthcare professional, I can so relate to this. Purva, while you are an audiologist and while you practice as a speech language pathologist, how have you been using technology to support the work you've been doing?
So technology has helped us in each and every domain. So when it comes to speech language pathology and audiology, it's predominantly 2 sets that we are working on. In audiology, it helps us with diagnostic. The diagnostic tests have become quicker, non-invasive. When it comes to hearing aid technology, you might remember old people saying, "Arey, ye to bahut noisy rehta hai. I don't like it." But now with the technology, it has become so good. The signal to noise processing has improved. So the hearing aids now focus on just speech. They suppress the background sound. They are now rechargeable. They are Bluetooth connected, so patients can use it like a hands-free thing.
Brilliant.
So that's there. Invent of cochlear implant has been a game changer for adults and children. And when it comes to therapy, there are a lot of softwares. So with children who have severe issues and are not able to develop verbal communication, we use a lot of softwares and AAC boards for them, where they can communicate with people without barriers using technology.
Oh, nice. Very nice. What advice would you give to women around children or adults with speech or hearing impairment?
Firstly, I would say that accept.
It's difficult.
It's very difficult to accept. And once you have accepted, be guilt-free. Trust the process. Don't take too much burden. Take help as much as you can. Because as a woman, if I try to do everything, take the household responsibility, child's responsibility, take them to therapies, do the homework, they often tend to neglect their self.
Correct.
So caregivers need to, the family needs to support as a team, and the caregiver also needs to take care of herself.
Very rightly said. For every segment of life, each and every caregiver has to take care of himself or herself. Rightly said. What are the current projects you are involved in, Purva?
So, like I mentioned, Riddhi, Soundwell is completely into just speech and hearing. So we have a lot of projects going on. Like I was mentioning, the newborn hearing screening, that is one thing that we are going to different maternity homes and making sure that all children are tested.
Wow.
Another program that we are looking into is the adult. So there are a lot of adults with hearing loss who use hearing aids but do not get benefit out of it. So most of them are not aware that they might be a candidate for cochlear implant.
Oh.
So we're helping these adults who do not benefit from an hearing aid to figure out if cochlear implant is a choice for them. And when it comes to speech pathology, we also have electrical stimulation and the latest technologies that
brilliant.
actually help patients with voice problems or swallowing issues.
Brilliant. So as much as I say that mental health and talking about mental health or seeking help is no more a taboo, visiting a audiologist is no more a taboo. They make our life really easy, parents. To all the women there who are parents, this is just for you. It's okay to seek help in the space of audiology or speech and language. It is important that you seek help. Thank you so much, Purva. You could solve so many myths associated with speech and audiology, and I'm sure whoever is going to watch this episode is going to get well educated about the world of audiology and speech language pathology. Thank you so much. And to all the women there, Purva had a journey to share with us. Purva had her way of being resilient and solving issues that comes her way, the challenges that comes her way in the career she has chosen. If she can manage, I'm sure all of us can manage. That's something which is a learning for me today. Keep watching the space where I talk to yet another Lajja woman who will be sharing her journey of aspirations, inspirations, and resilience. Till then, keep watching this space. Thank you so much.